Hi. So I've eventually got round to recording an intro for this bit. I thought I had done one, but I hadn't when I tried to put the video together. We are several months later. It's much colder. We're on another trip. We've got the bed set up here. But this was the second part of the Balkans, which was a bit of time in Albania. We'd moved on from the coast up to Lake Shkodra. Or Lake Shkodra, depends if you say the Albanian version or the Montenegrin version. We then went into Kotor in Montenegro, went up to Dubrovnik in Croatia, and then we moved into Bosnia and Herzegovina and up to Mostar. So it was a really good trip. I hope it's interesting. I mean, it's as much for myself as for anybody else, is this really, but I hope it's interesting, and it might be useful if you are actually looking to go anywhere into the Balkans and you're driving. The road's pretty appalling in Montenegro, Albania especially. They are trying, it's getting better, but they're not good at the moment. And we had a big problem because the Tesla internet disconnected the minute we went out of Croatia. It disconnected, so the maps weren't updated, and we did end up following a very narrow potholed road through mountains, which was quite horrible to drive really. Lovely views every so often, but it was not nice to drive, and really there would have been better ways, and I'm sure Tesla would have found a better way, but for some reason it just didn't want to connect in Montenegro or Albania, so we took a rather unpleasant diversion, I would say. If you like the video, usual stuff, please like it, please comment on it. I mean, I do get some comments. I get more on Twitter for some reason, but anyway. But if you want to comment, please make a comment, even if it's good, even if it's bad. I'll try answer it, and I'll be as honest as I can with it, and I don't get upset too easily, so it's not going to really bother me. But like the video, subscribe, there are some interesting ones on there. And since we've been on that trip, we have done a much better conversion. We've built a self-contained kitchen unit at the back, which I am going to do a little video on, and hopefully people will find that interesting as well. We're in a tiny little village called Kraj. We're just in the lakeside resort, Lake Shkodra, or Scodar, or Škoda. Scodar in Albania, Scodra in Montenegro, same lake. But it's interesting because this is a really small village. But look how seriously they take the graves. Every grave, maybe, well, 90% of them have fresh flowers on. We wonder why there were so many flower shops about. But it seems that once gone, not forgotten here. They certainly do like to honour the dead. This is a nice mausoleum type thing, family plot. There'll be a few people in there, or at some point there'll be a few people in there. And they really do. Pictures of them, the man fishing up there. Yeah, they really do look after the cemeteries. I'm not sure what that mountain's called up there, but it's quite a nice mountain, nice impressive. The lake is actually behind me somewhere, about 4 kilometres. We've taken bikes from the resort and cycled out just for a trip, which in 35 degrees might be a stupid thing to have done. But anyway, we're enjoying it so far. Well, we're down at the end of the pier at the swimming beach. A few people in. It is the end of the afternoon, early evening. It's very deep, not very deep, not very deep. So it's easy for if you want young children. There's some up there. You can see she's probably about 5-6 years old, and it's only up to her waist. So it goes deeper out there, and you can hire paddle boards or different things, kayaks. You go out on the lake if you're braver. We had a couple of hours of heavy rain this morning, so I think people are just sort of making the most of it now. It took till mid-afternoon before the sun really started to come out and warm the day back up again. But very nice. The clouds over Montenegro there, they certainly look like there could be more rain. So The mountains are quite lovely, and then don't know how far the lake goes. I'll have to find out, and I will put it in the comments, or I'll make a little bit and add it on, just how far it goes. I think this lad's going to jump, and yay, having fun. So all good stuff. Well, the water's quite clear here. It's nowhere near like the muddy, murky waters of Lake Balaton. So even I would probably get in this. I don't like getting in the Balaton. If I can't see my feet more than 3 inches below the waterline, I think it's a bit of a problem. Now walking back up towards the campsite. There's the bar over there, and I can hear a large beer shouting my name. So I think that's where we're off. Karen's in the lead, so she must be even thirstier than I am. After another car journey that took substantially longer than it was predicted, and if you are doing any journeys and you're in a Tesla, it didn't seem to pick up the map at all. It took us a really weird way. So I would use Google Maps on your phone if you've got connectivity. Buy a SIM card or an eSIM and use that here. We've come to Kotor, the Bay of Kotor. We've parked about 7-8 minutes out of town, because although the booking.com accommodation did say free parking, oh no, it didn't say free parking, it said parking, and the parking isn't there because you can't take cars into the old town. You've got to park outside the city. So we're going in over this gate into the old city now, but it is quite spectacular here already. So we're actually standing in St Luke's Square. This is St Luke's Church, very old. Up there at the top of the hill you can see the old citadel, the old castle walls up there. And then here, this church is St Nicholas Church here in the same square. I like the churches, it really is nice. If you want to come to Kotor, you can fly directly into Tivat from a number of airports in the UK, and it's not far. It's an easy transfer to Kotor. The accommodation is very reasonable, but if you are on accommodation in the old city or the old town, you will be up a lot of steps at different points because it's hilly and steps. The accommodation is reasonable. The food and drink so far is quite pricey, but still not as much as Croatia yet. So this is St Tryphon Cathedral in Kotor. What were they celebrated in 2016? What's that? 1166, that's 900 less 50, 850 years celebration. In the background, the Levshan, or the Montenegro. This one is the Montenegro actually, which gives Montenegro its name. The Venetian sailors coming into the sea saw the dark pine in the distance, thought it was a black mountain, so that's why Montenegro or Montenegro. So this was the route it took us on, allegedly a speed limit of 90 kilometres an hour. If you did anything more than 20-25 kilometres an hour, you grounded the car on the potholes, and as you can see it's only just the width of one car, and it was two-way traffic, so pretty unpleasant for about 25 kilometres. If you get up early in the morning, it's lovely and peaceful, hardly anybody around. And then we're on the castle walls of Kotor. This is the original moat that went down going to the sea, and then big cruise ship in there. Now I hope that it doesn't go the way of like Split and Dubrovnik and those, where it just gets over touristic. Although Croatia is one of the countries suffering this year, I believe, with over tourism and people balking at the prices that they're charging. Certainly they're trying to get closer here with the prices. Last night we had a really nice meal again. It's a nice building. Really nice meal again, but certainly considerably more expensive than Albania. I've got to say, if I was looking for somewhere to go different and I was in the UK, this is an easy one, Tivat. You can fly into Tivat from a number of UK airports, and you can fly into Tirana in Albania from a number of local airports or UK airports. Or you can really be adventurous and drive down. The roads in Montenegro and Albania are appalling. They are getting better, they are trying, but at the moment they're quite a long way behind Croatia. Just noticed that little church high up on the mountain. You have to be keen to go up to Mass on a morning there, wouldn't you? Having left Kotor in Montenegro, we're now on our way to Dubrovnik for a couple of nights, and I wasn't particularly low on charge. I was on 29%, and I thought, well, we'll just look for somewhere close. Anyway, we got here with 26%. It's the Sheraton Hotel on the outskirts of Dubrovnik, I think. We're only 15 minutes away from our hotel. We're staying in a hotel this time, or Airbnb or something. But there's 4 chargers here. You need your own cable, your Type 2 cable. It's operated by Telecom. It's if you've got Plug Surfing, Hubject or Gearive apps, and you've already set up a payment method on there, you can use them. I hadn't, so I had to download the Telecom app. Spent quite a while trying to create an account. It's not like most of them, not that user friendly, but anyway, then you have to pay a deposit, €10 minimum, but eventually got it working, and I'm only up to 40%, 41% something. But it just gives me peace of mind before we set off not tomorrow, the day after. Another day, not a bad drive. Took us about 3 hours to get from Kotor to Dubrovnik, maybe 3.5. We stopped for about 35 minutes. Topped up the charge at the hotel, as you saw, and we're now in Dubrovnik, just by the old town. It's a 15-minute walk from our apartment, which the apartment is really good. Easy walk down, because it's downhill. Not looking forward to the walk back up so much. So we're on the city walls, and we're going to be exploring in the old town now. The entrance, or the main entrance to the city walls from this side, really is beautiful. We've seen some great places, and the drive down the coast road all along, really from I would say Albania right through up to Croatia, and we know the drive up by Split is lovely, so the whole coast is just great to drive. Unlike Kotor, which was very windy streets, Dubrovnik seems to be pretty much on straight lines, a bit like the old American, oh, not the old American, but the American grid system. So a very old church here, don't know what it is. But all straight lines. It's a nice feel about it though. This street was all restaurants, the streets down a lot of these little alleys, and then the main street at the bottom seems to be more commercial shops. So this is the main street I was saying about. Really, really nice. It's cooled down a lot today, it's only 31, 32. Look at these. Really are some beautiful buildings. And of course they filmed a lot of Game of Thrones stuff in the Dubrovnik area and Split. So there's all the shops selling the Game of Thrones memorabilia stuff. Just Lovely, lovely buildings. I don't know, it's my first time in Dubrovnik. It reminds me of Split in many ways, obviously, which is similar stuff. But very, very nice walking around here. Oh, it's even better walking in the shade. Lovely. With the ladies, they've brought me to a Prosecco bar. But I can put up with it when you're on the terrace and that's your view. Very nice. We're down at Marina Frappa, the marina of Dubrovnik. And some lovely boats in here. And today we're going on these little motorboats. 8 or 10 in a boat, I think. 4-hour trip. Islands, swimming. More islands, swimming. More islands, swimming. I think that's how it goes anyway, but we'll see. I'll let you know at the end of this. We're back at the Tesla supercharger at Vrgorac. 6 chargers here. We left Dubrovnik this morning. Now I had 36% and we were heading in the direction of Mostar. That was our plan. And some sightseeing bits along the way to Mostar. But the chargers we could find, very, very few and far between. We tried 4 apps looking for chargers. We tried Google, including those 4 apps, or 3 apps and a Google. And basically we were finding 7 kilowatt chargers, 11 kilowatt chargers, destination chargers, where you could only, like, you had to have a Porsche or you had to be in the hotel. They weren't open to all and they were all slow. One guy was even charged €35 to be on an 11 kilowatt charger for 3 hours. Absolutely crazy. I thought, well, there's only one. If we got there and someone else is already on, we're going to be there for ages. So we just took the decision to, like, 40 minutes out of our way to come to Vrgorac, which is a bit of a pain. But we've got to stop here and we're going to charge right up to sort of like 96, 97% before we do head to Mostar. But there is a better road this way, so it's actually quicker. Not quicker, but it's the road into Mostar from this direction is better. So hopefully it's not going to be too much of a delay for us. And it is free and it is faster. And we've enjoyed the drive down anyway, so I'm just going to go for a coffee, something to nibble, and then we'll be back on our way. Well, we're going to a waterfall first, then a camping place, and then Mostar probably tomorrow. After our charging session at Vrgorac, we've crossed another border, this time into Bosnia and Herzegovina, or Gavonia, and we're at the Kravic waterfall. And we've been to Plitvice Park in Croatia, which has lots of waterfalls, but this one's supposed to be quite a big one, and it is on our way over to Mostar. As you can see, it's very busy down here at the falls. People swimming in the lake. You're not allowed at Plitvice Park to swim in the lakes, but here obviously it's encouraged. The entry fee is 20 BAM, which is the Bosnian currency, I don't know what it means. 20 BAM, which is around about €10, £9 at current exchange rates per person. And I think that's for all day. You can stay here as long as you like, really, all day anyway. We'll only be here for about an hour or so, but we're going for a swim. In fact, Karen's getting in there now. First in. Cold? Oh, I don't fancy that then. Well, initially that was very cold, but then it got really refreshing and felt very nice. But what I don't like at all, maybe it's just me being soft, is them stones, they felt quite sharp to me. I wish I brought my Crocs down here with me. So everybody's walking around very gingerly on the rocks. Once you get out, I don't know, 8 feet, 10 feet, you're into nice water. But before that, it's not nice. Well, they've got stuff on their feet. No wonder they're striding out well. Everyone else is walking around really gingerly. We are on our way to Mostar, and we've stopped about 20 kilometres south of Mostar at Auto Camp Green Park. It's on the banks of a river. It has a beach. It has electric. It's 20 euros per night for 2 people. And it's the first campsite I've been at where there is a dentist surgery on the site, and you can get your teeth checked if you're here for more than a couple of days. It took us all of 5 minutes to get set up, so now we've come to the bar area, and there's a little children's play park down there, but we're in the bar area here. Restaurant. Now a litre of beer is €5.25. That's for a litre. That's a pint and 3/4 for €5.25. So good value. And we're just going to order some food. Cameron's just sorting out what she wants there. But so far what we've seen, the campsite itself is a bit basic, but it's ample. The toilets are basic but clean. And the guy is very nice. He speaks mainly German, which isn't super helpful for us because we don't. But we made ourselves understood and he made himself clear. It's all very eco-based here and very relaxed after a bit of a drive. Not a hard drive, just seemed to take a bit of a time. Here at Auto Camp Green Park in Bosnia and Herzegovina. We've had a really nice night. We're just on the river. So we've got a Slovenian here, a Bosnian here, Dutch. There was some Czechs next to us last night, some Poles, some more Dutch, German down there, and I forgot the other one was, Croatian. So vans from all over, people from all over. It's a basic site, but clean, tidy, got everything you need. Showers, washing up, toilet, all clean, all perfectly usable. You're right on the banks of the river. They provide benches as well if you want to have some people out there, the Dutch, having their breakfast out there. And Karen and I have already been out in the canoes this morning. There's some rapids just about 200-300 metres up there. Not big rapids, but they were good fun. Although the river's quite fast flowing, and you do need to just paddle fairly hard to get upstream. But really enjoyable night. Just go pay the dude now. I've just been and paid 20 euros and found out it's actually been the best campsite in Bosnia 5 years in a row now. So that's quite some accolade, really good. I'm not going to pretend that the bar's that high though, but it's perfectly adequate and very peaceful and enjoyable site. So we're in Mostar, Hammam Museum. Look at these streets, the old town. If you are coming to Mostar, yeah, the parking is tricky. We've parked about 20-minute walk outside of the town, because inside there's lots of like scam places where they're trying to pack as many cars in as possible. 10 euros a day, and there's very little official parking that isn't expensive. But we just parked 20 minutes out, had a nice walk in. It's only 1.2 kilometres, and we're down here now and it's lovely. As we did walk down, we passed several buildings with badly damaged walls from bullets, etc., from the old war, the Bosnian war. Same as that building at the end there. I don't know if you can see the bullet marks in it, but there's quite a lot that have obviously been badly damaged. This is the Mostar Old Bridge. It was 427 years old before it was destroyed in 1993 during the war, the Bosnian War, and they've rebuilt it faithfully as they can with modern things. And believe it or not, people do dive off that into that river. We did wait more than half an hour for someone to dive off. They kept standing on the bridge, divers from the local club, drumming up enough money to get to make it worth the while, because people have been tripping to the bridge. But we waited ages. They kept raising money, but nobody actually dived off while we were there. The bazaars all around the old town remind me very much of both Turkey and Morocco. So heavy Islamic influence and that sort of culture, and the tea culture, and I mean, it's quite nice stuff. I don't know who buys it. Not me. We're back home after our Balkans trip. Very successful. Really enjoyed it. When we left Mostar, not Mostar, we've been corrected. It is Mostar. When we left Mostar, we were thinking of coming back towards Sarajevo and then up through Serbia and into Hungary and back home. But looking on the different charging apps, we realised it was about only about an hour and a half longer journey, but we were struggling with charge points, or at least what we could find on different things. So we decided instead to go back into Croatia and made our way back home that way. A couple of charges in Croatia and we were home safely. Now, we've only been away 12, 13 days, and the garden is like a jungle. But the fruit and veg is coming on superb. We've got a huge crop out of that already. But it certainly has got the weeds up as well. We had a lot of rain and a lot of heat while we've been away. So we did 2,580 miles, or 2,580 kilometres, or 1,600 miles. So really good journey. The car performed superb. The charging wasn't as bad as I expected, but it certainly isn't as good as it could be.